All right, update on my fourth flip. A lot of changes, but this right here, this is why you might want to stay throughout this entire video. In fact, if you look, I don't know if you can see through there, the guys are just packing up. If you've been following me any length, this house had termites, and throughout this video, you're going to get an absolute master's degree on termites. They're entering many different states. They came here from, Japan, from some of the wars, and they are starting to head north, and they are destroying properties. You're going to see some of the craziest video footage that my exterminator has. If you're in the Houston market, especially, I've got his information here. This is the best exterminator on planet Earth. It's Pro Kill. So anyways, we'll flash that on there. He does all of Galveston County, Lamarck, Lake Jackson, one of the most knowledgeable dudes ever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and show you the damage. It's extensive, but as you can see, we're already done. We've fixed all the rot, the termite damage. We've replaced almost 250 studs. We've changed some things. So I'm gonna do an update on this flip, and then we're gonna walk around with Mark, the exterminator, and get a master's degree on termites. So I'm not quite sure if you'll ever see this on flipping videos, where you're gonna see basically a documentary on the emergence and now the epidemic termites. But now, buying any flip anywhere in Texas, I know how to search for them. And I know what, to be looking for, because he'll hear him say later, had you have known, this is maybe an extra $25,000, of, cost. So the good news is we got it treated, and I'm gonna walk you through. You're gonna know just as much as I know, and you're gonna love this video. Good, man. How are you?
I like your house.
Yeah, I'm Jackson.
Mark, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too, man. What do we got?
Got a bunch of termites.
I know.
Let me show you a couple things. In a perfect world, Michael's got a TV show in Galveston. I do all of his houses. For us, when you got a nice, pretty slab home,
Yeah.
we come around the outside of the house, we dig this nice, pretty trench.
Right.
Looks great. You got a lot of concrete, you got dirt packed up. That's why I was asking what you're going to do with this. I didn't know if you're going to raise it level or if you leave it on.
Yeah, leave it, I think.
We got a nice concrete slab, lots of dirt underneath. When we drill the holes, you'll see me drilling the hole here, injecting the chemical here.
Yeah.
You can see it come up the adjacent holes, come up the hole there. You got no resistance.
Okay.
You have overpour, roots, crap galore. You just don't have a lot of pretty stuff to film. Even the bathtubs, we fill up the areas underneath the bathtubs and just soaking up all your termites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 7 entry points here.
Okay.
Well, we drilled.
So the majority of the termites were coming in this addition here.
We went ahead and drilled all the holes here. I even drilled where you've got your new piers in. And like out here, the front sidewalk drilled, all these areas in here are drilled. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Maybe you can figure out if you want to try to get something on footage or anything. It just, you don't get, there's nothing pretty. Let me kick on the motor. You'll hear it, but since you have no resistance, you're not getting the
penetration with it?
Well, no, you're not getting anything.
All right, so I think they're gonna run some of this stuff down there. There it goes. And just see what it does, but apparently it's not doing too much. But the good news is, and I'll have him talk about it, this isn't the worst that he's ever seen.
See, the house I did yesterday, it's been an amazing house.
The house yesterday? Yeah.
Nice mulch, dug a big old deep trench, the chemical puddles look really good. Here, for me, there's a quantity of chemical I need to get in the soil.
Okay.
There's no such thing as treated wood for termites. Treated wood's for water. So spraying really anything on the wood, unless they're present, doesn't do a lot of good. Where we want to get it, where I want the product, is actually in that crack.
Yep.
You can hear it going in. In fact.
Yep, you can hear it.
Completely filling up this crack in here. And this is a benefit to you redoing this entire house. We're able to come in here and make a mess.
Right.
And this is something if you had nice pretty tile or a laminate flooring we couldn't do.
Just a mess.
So we're able to completely fill up this entire void. Now over here when we did the drilling, you'll hear it, but since there's not a lot of sand packed underneath, I can hear it.
Right.
But when we inject, you'll hear the product, but where's it going?
So it's flowing somewhere?
It's going underneath the house. But see, when you got a nice house, a nice sidewalk, you have a lot of sand and stuff resistant underneath it. So a lot of times, when I'm injecting one hole, I'll actually see the chemical come up the adjacent hole. So I know it's staying next to your foundation.
Okay.
Here, you can hear it going in, But where I want my product is in this crack here.
Yeah.
Because that's where your termites are coming up. And you can even see here, there's no resistance. I mean, it's taking all the product I want to put in there.
So it's just like hollow under there.
Correct.
And then
So,
how is it taken to the original foundation over here?
well, it's not. Termites can only come up this crack here.
Okay.
So there's a beam, there's no entry point there, so it's fine.
Okay.
The good news is you've got this exposed crack where I'm able to put the chemical here,
Okay.
where I want it. All the drill holes are basically for looks.
Okay.
Now, so is there anything worth shooting? That's what I'm saying. When I can put the chemical in this hole here, and I have it come up the adjacent hole, you have it come up the crack, you don't have that here.
Okay.
You know, I'm able to shoot and get rid of your termites because I'm able to fill up this void here. But as far as
So I'm kind of fortunate that they did a shitty pour job and didn't connect it.
Yes, I am. But as far as like for your channel and stuff, to come in here and get some good footage of, there's not much, I mean, this, but actually the chemical, I mean, I'm able to, you can imagine if you had this type of damage and you had laminate flooring here, you had sheetrock here, you had a baseboard there, if I couldn't come in and see those trails there and physically break them, we would never get rid of your termites.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's perfect for the treatment goes. These big old trails in here we were able to get. But when we started injecting the chemical like here, that gap's full of product.
Full of it,
There's no bubbles, nothing.
Huh.
And so we come out here, and that's the way all the way around in it. When I saw the house, I was like, man, there's not going to be a lot of pretty stuff to film. The same thing when we come out here. Your chemical's so dry. The ground's so thirsty. We're able to shoot this product in here. And
it's crazy,
soak in
even
just
with
minutes.
all the rain that we've had. Yeah.
We don't get that much rain next to the slab. So like in here, we're injecting, you can hear it.
Yep.
But there's no resistance.
Okay, so it's just spray the edges and.
Yeah. So we're shooting it. It just, like I said, there's some homes that have a very good
compaction type.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see it. I can get my customers out there and show them. But here, shooting it in this gap is actually where it's going to do a lot of good. Here, there's just no resistance.
Okay.
And if you look around here where we've already shot, let's see how thirsty the ground is. If you're not standing here, how can you tell we've even shot it? It soaks it up in minutes.
Yeah, so that whole, and then so what you're saying too is that you spray the edges of this, and that chemical is good. It's going to kill those.
It's going to soak in the ground about 9 inches. Your termites live in the ground. They come up, eat the wood. They go back down, usually about every 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Your Formosan termites that you're dealing with, one of the problems here is they will build an above ground nest.
Yeah, is there 2 different termites?
Yeah, we have 3.
3?
See, that's a mud honeycomb. And the Formosan termites, they believe that we brought them over from Japan after the war. They've been here for 70 plus years. And that's what you're getting here.
Yeah.
The common subterranean termite we've had since the beginning of time, they live in the ground, they come up, eat the wood, they go back down. Their home is actually in the ground.
Okay.
The Formosans start off in the ground. They come up, start feeding on your home. And once they've been here for 6-9 months, they will start building the above ground nests. And that's where it almost looks like a mud honeycomb.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we've replaced a lot of it.
yeah. But normally the way termites can enter the perimeter or enter a home is the outside perimeter, trenching and drilling, and then the bathtub area.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know these are here. And by coming in and treating the 2 bath traps, it's just a 5-gallon size bucket hole where you can have dirt, ants, termites, anything in that opening.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't have access to it. So treating these here, but some of the damage you're looking at could be 30 or 40 years old.
Right.
This house most likely has had subterranean termites in the past, but now you're dealing with more aggressive Formosans. But you can see just how much you've already replaced and how much you still have to go.
Yeah, and I'm glad we've replaced it. It's looking awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
the good news is your addition for termites, I'm very thankful you've got it open so we can get to everything.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Let me ask you this. When I walked in here, it's really my first try with termites. Mm-hmm. Everything was drywalled, and he's like, yeah, there's some little bit of termite damage or something. I went up, and all I could do was go up in the attic over there, and I could see kind of the top rafters with a little light.
Right. You normally won't have much damage in the attic unless there's water damage.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the reason your termites are around this window here, windows and doors sweat, it's an exterior wall. So this area was getting wet. That's why you got so much more damage. If you look on an interior wall, not as much water, not as much damage.
Right.
This trail here, if you see.
Oh, that's a termite trail.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
a sub. If you notice, it didn't even damage the 2x4. It's on the 2x4, but there's no structural damage. So it was actually looking for wet wood. But in the attic, unless you have an obvious leak, a fireplace or a chimney or a roof leak, the wood up there is too dry and too hard. They're usually not going to feed on it.
So they want to find that wood. So
Yeah.
how do you like come in and really know how much termite damage with all the drywall?
Do what you did. You can't.
You can't? Yeah.
We did real estate inspections for over 25 years, and we'd walk into a house, nice paint, sheetrock, and everything on the walls, and they'd ask, what do you think? This house, if it was completely finished and you covered up all this, how would you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So anytime you buy a home, unless you're building it from the scratch, it potentially has had termites. If
Okay.
it's 60 years old, it should have had termites probably 2 or 3 times.
And then, as you said, this area too is notorious.
Yes,
I did not.
act on promotions. But the good news is, if you had subterranean termites in this house a couple of times, you wouldn't have the damage. Subterraneans, they estimate, probably eat about 8 pounds of wood a year. The Formosans can eat 10, 15 pounds of wood a month when they're fully established.
Like the colony does?
Yes.
Holy shit.
But see, the reason you got damage here, your AC leaked at one time. There's no
The
ground
AC leak.
contact.
Okay.
So to have termite activity in the center of the house, your AC pan probably leaked, and that's why you've got water here, or termite damage. If it's not near an exterior wall, see like in here.
Yeah,
There's no damage, there's no water, you have no signs of termites.
Oh.
You come to the exterior, outside wall, had some moisture, there's your termite damage, but see nothing on the rafters.
Right. Which is when I got in the attic, I'm like, oh, these all look good.
They all look good. So unless it's got water damage, you're not going to have termite activity.
Okay.
But you're doing the right thing. Everything you're doing is perfect.
Perfect. Well, it's going to look nice when it's...
Yes, 100%. And you got proof that all the termite damage that was here is replaced.
Right.
So whoever buys the home, they've got that, which is a very positive thing, because most people don't.
Nope, that's good. The proof of it. Well, I'll let you guys get after it, man, so you guys can get going. I know you're the busiest dude around here.
Termites are active down here. Send me your email address. I'll send you the paperwork, and I'll call you this evening to do the credit card payment over the phone.
Awesome. I love it.
I appreciate it. I'll
Yep.
lock up when I get done.
Yep.
But like I said, your next home, if I come treat your house,
Yep.
it's a finished home. We dig this nice, pretty trench. We inject the trench, it looks great. We do the drill holes, you'll see the chemical come up the adjacent holes. Here, there's just not a lot,
Yep.
to see.
Okay.
But the next one will be better. But
Love
yeah,
it.
you're doing it right.
Okay.
Call me if you got any questions.
I will. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
All right. What's up, guys? Jackson Wilkie with Ground Up House Flipping. Oh, wait, there's more. There's a lot of this video that you're not going to want to miss. Not only am I going to do an update on this actual flip, after I was done recording this, he's like, you got to check this out. And we went in the garage and he's showing me pictures and videos of what's, the damage and how you can see this stuff hidden behind furniture. You don't want to miss it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pop back in. I'm going to go through kind of the psychology of where I'm at mentally with all these flips. And then I'm going to give you an update on this flip. I'm actually pretty pumped about it. I think it's turning out pretty awesome. So let's get back out there. But real quick, 2 things. I dropped my microphone. That's not one of them. I just had an email. You know who you are. You were interested in, you had some liquidity, you had some capital about talking to Hard Money Joe. So if you are a viewer out there who's been following us and you're nervous to get into flipping or investing, but you've got a lot of capital built out or any amount, and you want to learn how you can deploy that into hard money loans and get a really juicy return, I'm not allowed to say what that is. Just email me, invest@realagentnow.com. Yo, Jackson, hit me up. I want to learn about deploying the capital that I have. We ain't taking your money, nothing like that. You just get a private one-on-one consultation with Hard Money Joe. Secondly, the only way that my videos get out there, please, 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 I'm putting all this out there for you guys, is when you guys smash that like button. Oh, and if you know anybody else out there who would enjoy these videos, make sure you share it with them as well. All right, now let's get you back out there. All right, so hey, at the end of the day, what's funny about this house flipping is you do the roller coaster of emotions. And, this is one that kind of got to me a little bit, emotionally, obviously. But actually, as it's been unfolding, we've just been replacing stud for stud. My contractor told me he did about 240 studs. And when I heard that, I just about shit myself. And then I was like, how much is a stud right now going prices? And he's like, about, $2.5, $3 or so. So I was like, oh, okay, about $7.50. And again, we're working together on this. So my budget, the original budget that when we started of like the 75K, it's not moving. We're not adding anything extra. He's able to, you know, make this work, which is really nice, you know. And I've been reading a lot of your comments and the trust and the contractors and this and that. You know, it's just, I found a really good one, and everything that's gone on with this, you know, no matter what, especially with this termite damage and now as you see, there's not an ounce of drywall left in here, and that budget's not shaken. And I think, you know, we were talking about that, and I've talked to some other flippers, and they're like, you know, when you uncover it and their original budget's, you know, 60 or 50,000, and then they uncover it like this, and they're like, well, it's going to be 80 or 90, and the people can't pay it. I think that's when you start to see, you know, contractors take off. I've actually looked at a few properties too, and gone through some and ran the numbers on a few where contractors had bailed on them, and so the flippers are kind of sitting there like, dude, I just need to get out of it, you know. Not saying that's what happened here, but it is a little bit more extensive work than we thought. But now to talk about it, we're actually getting excited about this. A couple other houses have gone listed in the area for really good price. I don't know if they'll get it, but it helps us because we're going to be a little bigger, we're going to be newer, we're going to be way nicer. I'm going to turn you around and kind of go through the updates, because now we're looking at this thing and we're like, dude, this is actually a really, really nice freaking house, and it's gonna show well. So here's a few things. I'm gonna probably start back. This is all new, and my contractor just made some executive decisions. He's like, look, I closed some windows and a couple walls just to save a little money, one, but two, there was no need for it. A lot of weird stuff. So right here, as you can see, we really didn't change anything here, but this kitchen's gonna be wide open. It was already, it just, what they did is they ran that kitchen island or whatever from here out. So we just tore that out. There was no sense of having it. It didn't have anything in it. It was just really countertop space. And then all the studs, everything that you see, that's just basically, we cut out what was eaten. You know, a lot of this stuff was just, I mean, it was mush basically. Let me grab some. So it looked like this, you know, 240 studs, and just replaced them all. And then now we're gonna do a big old kitchen. And so we had this kind of awkward window over here, and so we wouldn't have been able to do anything there. And now we're gonna have a bigger kitchen, so we'll be able to put cabinets and stuff. And so he's like, you know, I've got the custom cabinets, we can build more. Again, it's not gonna increase my cost at all. They had all the wood, and so now we'll have like a bigger kitchen. And so I think this grand space, when I back up, you look at it, I mean, this is gonna be a really nice, big open home with no walls cutting anything off. And then the addition that was already here, we just basically replaced all the, not all of them, but a lot of the studs, and this beautiful vaulted cathedral ceiling here. That's gonna be amazing. This extra space over here is gonna be just an awesome big, so it can be a bedroom. We are gonna put like a little closet in there so that we can technically call it a fourth bedroom, but you know, this could be a media room, movie theater room, you know, family or something like that, or a giant bedroom. We didn't really have the ability to put a bathroom in it, and it would have costed us a ton of extra to do it, but we're not gonna do it. But we're gonna have this huge, instead of just having that flat roof that was right here and the drywall was bowed down, we had to fix the rafters anyway, so we just made it, you know, vaulted. A few other changes. But I love this. This is just looking so cool. So now we're getting, you know, a lot more excited about it. Like this is really a nice house. The other thing we're gonna do is we've got this slider here, and it's old and janky. So what we're gonna do is just tear that out, pull it out, and then put just French doors in there. My contractor's like, it's a heck of a lot cheaper. It'll look really nice still. And then we'll get rid of this old janky slider. And then we're most likely gonna just frame this in, because you don't need another slider from the master. And it'll give us more wall space, so it'll just look bigger in here. So probably just block that out, you know, pull that old slider out, block this thing off, and have a bigger master. And then the master used to come in here and kind of snake around. Still got, there's a bunch of stuff in there, but I mean, still got the closet. I think this is the only drywall left in the house. But now you've got this big master, you know, bathroom and stuff. So put a bathroom in here. Actually just saw, I think, a termite crawling and dying, which is good news. And then you've got the other bathroom over there. In fact, it brings up an interesting point. Okay, this is the other room, nothing changed. Closet still, nothing changed. Bedroom still, nothing changed. You know, fixed just the studs on that wall, but all the studs in here and all the rafters and most all of this stuff was all still good, which is nice. And then you had the other bathroom in here for the Jack and Jill, so it'll all go back in the same spot. Hopefully it looks like they plugged our pipe there, but yeah. All this, you know, and the drywall in there was good. So we'll have kind of this wall separating it. And then really the only thing that changed from before is there was like a closet, like a towel closet or something there, and the toilet around. And now it's gonna be just way more open. So again, we're not really changing anything with the physical structure. It's all staying the same. Just had to get all the drywall off and all the studs fixed, and then kind of just remove that little kitchen island. So now we'll do a big center kitchen island and cabinets all, you know, obviously in the back, and some new bathrooms, all new drywall, tape texture mud, some new flooring, and we're gonna call it a badass flip. So that's an awesome update. And lastly, we had another window right here for the kitchen. We just blocked that in. Again, we're gonna have a big open kitchen. And you might be like, well, now you're not gonna have windows out. Well, that just looked at the neighbor's house anyways, right next door, but you have this whole wall of windows right here. So, you know, you'd be standing right here at your island, your kitchen, and you've got the big old, you know, double French doors, glass. You got the big wall of windows here, and you're in your private kitchen. So maybe it would have been nice to have, but I think it'll be nicer and look better to have that bigger open kitchen. So again, we just got to get, the other thing we had done was the foundation. As you can see here, and it definitely needs some self-leveler, but there's 1, 2, 3. So what they did is they busted open this, and then they, he actually put piers in. So what piers are is like a cylinder. It's like a concrete cylinder. They're, the ones I've seen, they're, you know, I think we saw them in the back of the truck at the other flip. They're about 12 inches tall. And then what he told me he did too is put a bunch of angle iron in too to hold up and brace this. There is a little bit of unevenness still, but the whole level of the center is up now. So now we can come in, my contractor said, and just, you know, now hit it with some self-leveler to put the flooring on. But before, this thing dropped down like 3 inches. I mean, it was, you like tripped and fell into it. So now you can definitely feel, you know, walking on it, that it's all at least like the same level. And then, you know, even just some of these cracks and stuff here, we'll just hit it with the self-leveler, and then we're gonna go in with the tile and stuff. So that was $800 to do those 3 piers. So that's what I've found out. You know, down here in the South, if you got a level, it's gonna be about $250 to do each pier, and then it was probably like a $50 to show up fee. So other than that, check out the backyard. It's pretty cool. Got it all mowed down. It's way bigger looking. Just got a bunch of lumber back there, you know, and siding, but getting it cleared out. Really excited to get this one going. And then Homan, or our other flip, is, you know, with the permits, we're actually calling in the inspection to get the electrical and plumbing and stuff done on that one, and actually hopefully by next week be able to put the drywall up on that one. And that one's so small, it's only like 700 square feet, and the cabinets are already built in there. Drywall, tape texture, mud, put the cabinets up and be cruising on that one too. So hit a little bit of a rocky spell, you know, the ups and downs. Just checking out some of the stuff, you know, with the house flipping. But then again, and then you start thinking, wow, it's going. Little update on our second flip, the honeycut one. We've actually been getting showings. We've got 3 to 4 showings a week. And I guess what we've learned about that is, let me set this up, quit moving around a little bit. Oh, they're capping those holes. That's cool. So the holes they drilled in the concrete, they're also capping those. So the update on that one is 2, 3, 4 showings a week, and we actually had a couple different clients who wanted to submit offers, but you know, it's a lower price point, and apparently at that price point, the other issue that you kind of run into is a lot of those people want to buy the house, but they may have some credit issues, and that's what Hard Money Joe told me. And then sure enough, we go to we get these people, they're super interested, they want to put an offer in, but they didn't have the credit, they weren't able to get pre-approved for that. So Joe said, dude, if you're getting that many showings, 2, 3 a week, then you're going to get an offer soon. You're going to start getting offers. So we basically had one. They wanted to buy it. They just couldn't get approved. So they'll work on that. But we're hoping, you know, good news. I'm a glass half full dude. So when I had a little panic attack, it's very rare for me. I'm usually always thinking positive. And so now I'm kind of back there. We got these 2 flips here that may only take a couple more weeks. The other one's listed, and we're getting a lot of showings. So, you know, here in the next few months, and I think I've been having a lot of talks about this, and I'm going to try and get them on the channel, is possibly finding a lot and building a new house, going that route, and probably just, you know, building it and selling it, flipping that. So a lot of interest in that. And Hard Money Joe has a guy who does it a lot, and actually has flipped like 100 properties. He wants to introduce me to him. So I'm going to try and drag the camera and then just pick his brain. You'll just hear me because I'm interested in it. So it won't be like a, hey, how did you do this? And how'd you do that? Like, you're going to hear me like, hey, I'm looking to do this. Where should I go? What should I know? All of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and bring that. If you guys are interested in that, let me know down in the comments. And that's kind of the update with the flips here. Hopefully by next week, we're going to be putting all the drywall, tape texture, mud, cabinets, and all that stuff in. So we're going to be ripping. That was what I had right there, huh?
That's him eating a mattress.
Oh my
That's the dirt coming through the walls. I had to move the mattress to get to the wall. There's the damage of the wall, and there's the backside of the mattress. But the swarm, that was a customer's house in Texas City. They're attracted to the lights. They swarm the month of May.
What do they do if they can't get in the house, though? Will they just go away?
No, when the male and female reproductives, they land in your house, they come inside, the ridge vents, the exhaust vents, they just simply die. When they land in the field, they need wet ground. They're called subterranean termites because they originate from the ground.
Oh.
The ones that feed on your home are the white guys.
Gotcha.
They're the workers. But what people experience during this time of the year is literally, they come home, there's mud coming through their walls. The month of May is their very...
Oh.
That's when they're reproducing, and their goal is trying to get out of your house. If you think about it, your house is nothing but a big dead tree. So if they're feeding in your home, that's them in a door jam.
Holy shit.
Just structural damage, kind of like what you had.
Yeah.
But the problem that everybody's having is that these termites are feeding on green trees. There's actually a crew going around treating telephone
I had a
poles.
freaking oak tree in my backyard like that, and it was alive, and then it fell over, about destroyed our house, and it looked just like that.
Yep, this was a beautiful home in Galveston. Midnight, 2 weeks ago, he was upstairs with a weed blower. That's inside his home.
Dude, what is wrong with these
So-
bugs, man?
They're very common in the area. So it's just a matter of time. Let me get a couple signatures and I'm gonna get out your car.
Holy crap, man. Well, I feel fortunate I got a hold of you and you came and treated it, and
Yes.
now we can button this thing back up.
Sell it and everybody will be happy. 3 signatures, give you proof of treatment, we'll just pay with a credit card.
Yep.
So how long have you been doing it?
About 4 months. This is my 4th house. I've bought and flipped my first one, and then I have 3 active ones going
Really?
right now. And it's a roller coaster ride, I'll tell you that
Well,
much.
you're gonna find out.
Everyone has a new issue.
Yes, everyone's different.
And this is my first termite
And
one.
termites, just when you go into a house, if the roof, the foundation, the plumbing, that knocks off such big factors.
Yeah.
But a house like this, when it's been, if somebody dies in a home, if the home had a leaking pipe, they fix it. If the roof leaked, they fixed it.
Yeah.
Those homes like that usually won't have termite damage like this because they would have discovered and did something about
Right.
it. Once it's a rental property, been neglected for years, if you lived here and you were behind on the rent, you're not gonna tell anybody the shower's leaking.
Yep.
The shower's leaking and you got termites, now you got structural damage. But in the future, just call us, we'll walk around the house and give you.
I am learning more, and I bought this first one without having, my contractor was out of town too, so I think he would have probably noticed it more than me. And yeah, now I'm gonna just call you first and foremost. It's,
Looking for the trails. You see the trails. And now remember, subterranean termites do little pencil-sized trails like you saw them at
Yeah.
before. The Formosans, I've got trails. We found a trail in Galveston I thought was a pipe. It turned out it was the size of my thigh.
jeez.
So the Formosans, so if you have subs, cosmetic damage.
Okay.
Formosans, structural.
Structural.
If you buy in Pearland, Friendswood, subs. You buy over here, Baytown, Beaumont, Formosans. Galveston, Formosans.
And they're the
Only
ones
reason
eating.
Galveston's still standing is the Formosan termites haven't been that active that long.
Oh,
We did Colonel Bubby's on the Strand. I mean, those buildings, the common subterranean termite can't eat most of the wood in your house unless it becomes wet. Formosans, they're eating treated lumber, they're eating, PVC piping, they're eating telephone poles, they're eating through asphalt shingles. So the Formosans will eat anything in a home. So if you buy a house in an area that has Formosans, if you have Formosan damage or in a home, add 25 grand to the repairs. If it's subs, you won't have that type of damage.
Yeah.
You won't have any of this from a subterranean termite damage.
25 grand to repairs. Yeah, that would have been nice. Yep. Oh, that's disturbing.
Man bought a very nice home, Pier and Beans. Had a home inspection, had a termite inspection, no issues. He bought the home, and about a month into owning the home, the kitchen sink started leaking. He realized at that time he had termites. So the problem with these Formosan termites, they're going through treated lumber, and that's something the common termite wouldn't do. I mean, when they swarm,
Holy.
that's Baytown.
So this is becoming like a freaking
this is the 10th
epidemic
year.
down here.
This is the 10th year. Remember, termites and ants both fly.
This is a what year?
This is the 10th year of the swarm.
10th year of this. So it's getting bigger?
Well, it seems like they're moving a little farther north. Galveston had them real bad. Santa Fe, Dickinson,
Yep.
Baytown, Beaumont's got them now. We're starting to see them in League City, supposedly even downtown Houston, the Heights. The problem is that they will build an above-ground nest inside your home. That's a mud honeycomb. So if they've been in a home for 6 months, this is what you have to find. That's why opening up the walls is so important, because if they're there, you'll find it. But all these pictures and videos are from Galveston. That's another nest. That's a house in Galveston. We had a poor home in Lamarck. That's the mud coming through his walls. During the month of May, that's when the mud pops through. So you can have them in a house 12 months out the year, but during the month of May, they kind of show themselves. And everybody's like, how did you not see that much mud? That's the wall. That's the damage. That's the nest. That's the back of the bookshelf.
Oh, it was yeah.
So they came in and started eating their furniture.
Is this hitting other states too?
Yeah, Florida's got them. New Orleans has them extremely bad. But in Galveston, another very nice vacation home anybody in the world would have stayed at. Very nice home. Inside. Okay.
Wouldn't even know.
Downstairs, wood post, you can't see through wood. They had a leak. They removed the plywood, and almost every square inch was termite damage, and you would have bought the home and you never would have known it.
Oh my God.
So most pest control companies will no longer do real estate inspections because of this factor. You can't see.
I'm not going to cover mine. I'm going to keep it exposed so I can see it.
Anyway,
Well, dude, thank you so much, man. I can't thank you enough for coming.
All right, we'll lock up the house. This is everything that you need.
So as you can see there, you know, there's some costs that kind of build up over time as you get into these flips, unexpected things. But, you know, as you continue to do this, I can tell why these seasoned, you know, flippers, they just get a little bit more confident. These things still come up, but you just learn more and more, and you get more confident because you get these people in your corner. So now, like he said, he's like, just reach out to me. So if you're going to be flipping in your market, and you know, if there's rodents, if there's, you know, I know like up in the Northwest where I'm from, there's a lot of like mold, and even like, you know, there can be radiation level stuff, and that's stuff that can come up. Get in with these inspectors right away, with these mold remediators, with these exterminators, so that you can actually have them come out before you ever make a purchase price. Because I don't know if you caught it in there, he's like, you know, some of this stuff can cost you up to $25,000 in damage. Now, I was gonna gut and flip this thing anyways, but many of the examples he showed, these are people's like primary residences. This is their dream home, and now they've got to completely, you know, tear out drywall, bunch of dry bunch of dry rot, all this different lumber, right? And so it can be very costly. But in the flipping game, you know, these are things that okay, so imagine if I don't catch this, you know, and obviously I was going to catch this termite damage, it was bad, but if it's just starting out and you don't really know, now by the time you go through your flipping, maybe you don't remove the drywall because it looks good but inside is bad, and then a inspector comes out and notices, because they're going to look really hard for this stuff, that's when it's going to become a problem, because now you're going to have this entire beautiful flip all done, said and done, and they've got to come through and treat these things. So I'm just saying, this is what, you know, flipping's all about. And as tough as it can be, it's also a very enjoyable process. I am so new to this, you know, just really a half a year in, maybe max 4, 5, 6 months, and I'm learning so much every day, and I am documenting my entire journey on this channel. So I really appreciate your guys' likes, all of your amazing comments. And again, we started that Ground Up Academy a while ago, and it blew up way bigger than I could have ever imagined. And so we put a pause on that because there is just no way that I could handle all these people reaching out. But the one thing that did open up was a lot of these people had a lot of capital and liquidity, and they didn't know what to do with it. So they're reaching out and they're having private consultations with Hard Money Joe and learning about how they can invest into those hard money funds and get juicy returns. Again, email me if you have any questions on that and want to get directly plugged in with Hard Money Joe to have a private consultation. I was looking back, and a video that seems to perform very well and you guys love, but it was at the very beginning of this channel. If you're new, you're going to be doing full budget breakdown, full renovation, full entire home renovation. This video right here is one of the best ones we ever did. If you want to know exactly what it's like to get into a house flip, budget, renovations, everything, that's a great video right there. Go check it out.